Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Emma. I wanted to do another Mask and Mumbles video. I thought that would be fun. Sorry, that was Bill. I'm also going to be coloring my hair. I'm going to be using Arctic Fox hair color, which is super conditioning and like kind of like a mask for your hair. So I thought it would be fun to do both at the same time. So I'm liking where we're at right now. I don't want to dump all this. Oh my gosh. I hope you can see that. Ooh, I want to get gloves. I'm going to get gloves. Alright, I also went ahead and brushed my hair. Got gloves. Since moving to PA, finding a stylist was super hard. And I found someone and I said, hey, I just want all the purple taken out of my hair. Like, I just want to go back blonde. And I'm just being really impatient, and it's been 2 sessions and there's still like some kind of weird bluish green tones in my hair. But I'm also just very ready to have colored hair again. So sorry, Laura, I'm gonna do it myself. And I figure I would just work off kind of the weird blue tones that are already in it. Alright, so I didn't film all of me doing my hair because that's boring. I also went ahead and washed my face. Please don't do face masks while you're wearing makeup. Wow, normally they put like way too much in these little single ones. This like almost doesn't look like enough. So I guess we'll just try it. So something I've been wanting to chat about is just like a general conversation on mental health. I really love just how like candid and honest Samantha Ravndal always is on her channel about her depression. I also started listening to her and Alyssa's podcast as a 26-year-old woman who like recently moved, and like my entire life is different than it's ever been before. I'm struggling with this a lot. I feel like there are a lot of things that have been triggered and gotten worse since I moved, and I just felt like talking about them. I don't really know where to begin. Okay, just kidding. I guess only used half of it. Maybe I'll figure out a way to like save the other half. I definitely had like my first inklings of depression and was diagnosed when I was 19. My first and only relationship had failed, and that was very traumatizing for me. I went so far as to drop out of college for that semester because I physically couldn't handle life. I almost quit my job. I was working as a part-time server, and truly the only reason I didn't is because I lived on my own and I had utilities to pay. I basically quit eating. I was engaging in self-harm behaviors. I truly felt like I had no reason to be anymore. Looking back, I'm so disappointed in myself that I let another human decide that. I was always pretty okay, but after that, I changed my mind. Hey everyone, welcome. I guess I don't need to do my intro. Well, should I? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. You may be like, Emma, what the heck? This is not your kitchen anymore, and you don't have hair color on your hair. I started to film like my Mask and Mumbles portion of that video when I colored my hair as well, and then I just started like sort of crying, and I like hated all of it, and I had to go get Chris from work, so I just decided to, like, scrap that part and start over. I still want to sort of chat about, like, the same stuff, and I'm not sure if, like, my thoughts are any more collected, that, like, this is gonna be better, but I just did not like the direction it was going the last time I started to film. I wanted to just chat about, like, mental health overall. And I guess share kind of what is going on with me. Since moving, there's probably several factors in why my mental and emotional health are continuing to decline. Being just moving in general, the stress it put on Chris and I's relationship, being apart for quite a long time, a lot of the financial stuff that comes with that is causing issues. I think I mentioned in my last, like, Mask and Mumbles video, at that time we were actually both working 2 jobs. Since then, we each only have 1 job. So there are, like, a ton of reasons that my mental and emotional health have continued to decline since moving to Pennsylvania. I have struggled to reach out in the correct ways to receive help. I've been to counseling and therapy before, actually multiple different times. And so this week I called to a local, I guess it's like a group of therapists, to try and reach out to start seeking help and services again. And they can't even give me a wait time of how long it's going to be to even do an intake appointment. So I'm not even on the schedule to actually start services because I haven't even done an intake appointment yet to, like, assess, like, what types of things are going to benefit me the most. I've just been struggling a lot lately. And I would say probably over the past 3 months, September, August, 3, maybe 4 months, it's gotten significantly worse. I mean, since the time I was, like, 19, like, I have been struggling with depression and different ways to cope with it. And lately I've noticed that I guess I would almost be, like, what you consider, like, very high-functioning depression. Like, I get up and go to work every day, and I do all the things that I'm, like, supposed to do. You know, I eat, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I go to work. But in doing that, because right now my routine is so I don't know, just long. My days are very, very long. Not living in the same place where I work is definitely taking a toll on me. I don't like having to commute. And it's only a 20-minute commute. I understand it's, like, not even that bad. But the fact that if something were to be wrong and I were to take a half day at work, I can't get home. I can't just go home is an issue for me. When I get off work, I can't just go home. That's an issue for me. I am an introvert, very, very much so. I need time, not only in my days, but after my day is over, to just relax and recharge. And I'm not getting that right now. I'm trying to get back into like a good gym routine, and right now it feels like such a chore, and it's really hard to do because it's not something I'm enjoying right now, because it's almost just added stress on me. I just don't really get time to take care of myself, and which in turn, kind of not being able to do these things, like I mentioned, there are just so many things that I don't enjoy anymore. I mentioned the gym. It is such a struggle to want to be at the gym, and I loved doing that. I love just like getting a pump and getting sweaty and gross, and then like coming home and like you feel good, and then when you see yourself progress, it's awesome. And I'm not finding myself even wanting to go to the gym anymore, because I'm so tired when I leave work that all I want to do is leave work and go home and go back to bed. Honestly, most days right when I get to work, I text Chris, I wish I could go back home and go to bed. Another thing that I used to really enjoy, makeup. I haven't touched makeup for almost a month now. And before that, it had probably been a month. You know, I do my like everyday type face that I actually do in the car while Chris is driving me. It bums me out that I don't even have a desire to go near it. And I don't even really watch makeup videos anymore, because it makes me even more depressed that because I am depressed, I don't want to play with makeup. It could just be because Chris and I have moved, and like we don't really know a ton of people around here, and like we don't have people to like hang out with, but obviously like going to shows is something that is a high priority for us, and was a good source of fun and entertainment and like being social. You know, I know I can't go to every single show, especially the ones on the weekdays, but we haven't been to a show in over a month now. The last show we went to was August 11th. It was our friends from Canada that were on tour, and I was like, I'm not missing that. But not only do we not have the money to go, because the drive to Philly is so much farther and more expensive than when we would just shoot on up to Chicago, but the past few haven't been as fun as they used to be, because they cause so much stress on the two of us, because it's the additional time that it takes to drive, it's getting the time off work, it's paying the additional cost to drive there, and there's just so many more factors that take so much more coordination that it makes it not fun anymore. And I'm sort of just left with working more than my 40 hours a week. I typically am always working more than my 40. And not having any time to myself, and not having any time to take care of myself. You know, like I sat down and like did my hair a few weeks ago, and then I like ran out of time to like finish filming it. And it's taken me until now to have time to like sit down and just talk. Like I've been wanting to film this video for like quite a long time now. Even when I took days off work, I finally was able to take some days off because of how many extra hours I had been putting in. And that 4-day weekend was probably one of the hardest and most miserable 4-day weekends I've had in a really long, or just weekend in general that I've had in a really long time. I felt so low. I felt so crappy. I laid in bed, honestly, 4 days in a row. I cried every single day for most of the day. it's just been a really, really hard time and adjustment for me with the type of, I don't know, just my symptoms, my thought process, the way that my brain works. The fact that I called on a Tuesday, didn't get a call back until Wednesday, and then I was in a meeting, so I missed it. So I had to call them back, left a second message, and I didn't get a call back until Friday. And they tell me that they don't even know how long it's going to be until I get an intake appointment. Like, they can't give me a specific wait time, just that I'm on the wait list. It makes it feel like it's not worth it to me. Like, if I had something scheduled in the next 2 weeks, I could know that it's coming and that I could potentially start getting better. But the fact that everything is just so up in the air and that I just don't know, and that I'm a person in this country who does have health insurance. I am fortunate enough that my job has health benefits for me, whereas obviously a lot of people don't. And it just makes it so hard that I feel like I have reached out and that I'm not getting help. And that's just really kind of the depression piece to it. I also have a lot of anxiety that manifests in different ways. And so making that phone call took me a month and a half for me to recognize, like, yeah, I really fucking need help. What do I do? Well, I call and make an appointment. And it took me a month and a half to finally get it in my head that I had to make a phone call. And so then when the phone call doesn't even benefit me in any way because I don't even have an appointment scheduled, I spent a month and a half worrying about something that doesn't even feel like it was a benefit to me. I do know also recently, something I've never quite noticed before, that my anxiety is also presenting in ways of ADHD, in that I can't focus on anything. It will take me 2 hours, sometimes more, to write an email at work because my mind is just so all over the place. And I've been having a lot of brain fog lately, where something that I know, something that I am in the middle of speaking about, and then it'll just literally all vanish. Like nothing was there before. I wasn't in the middle of a conversation. Just not being able to get enough sleep whatsoever. Even when I do get enough sleep, continuously always feeling tired, which goes back into my depression. It's just a lot of things, and it's a lot of things all hitting me at once that I'm just really not quite sure how to deal with. This video doesn't necessarily have a resolution, but I just more so want to be able to talk about it and talk about what I'm feeling and get things off my chest. And I think the more that I do talk about it, helps me to understand that it's not just all in my head, and it's not just I'm making all of this up, that it is actually a real thing, but that also that there are other people who are struggling with similar things, and in that it is possible to get help, and it is possible to get better and be better and take better care of ourselves, not just physically but mentally, emotionally, and just learn how to be gracious to ourselves. This isn't my reality forever. This is just a temporary thing that's happening in my brain right now, and that things will get better. And I just have to try and keep telling myself that, so that maybe eventually it will come true and I'll believe it. But I might need some help to get there. And it's okay to need help. It's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to be medicated. It's okay to not be medicated. Whatever helps you is great. Okay, so it's getting dark. I'm losing my light. The lighting in this apartment is very strange. Okay, y'all, thanks so much for watching. I hope that this video is able to help some of you. I know that kind of my Mumbles series isn't the most solution focused, but sometimes I do feel like it's beneficial just to listen to other people share their stories and potentially learn from their stories and learn from what they're doing, and also just to kind of watch them grow. Like maybe a year from now I'll look back on this video and be like, wow, that was really a time in my life. So I just want you all to know you're not alone. You're not the only one struggling. There are a lot of people in this world who are just going through it right now. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Bye.